Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in another video today. And today, the Houston Astros come back to beat the Los Angeles Dodgers 7-6. What a win for the Astros. Alex Bregman sends one deep to left field, 407 feet. It went over the train tracks for the win. This is absolutely crazy right here. Alex Bregman hit his first walk-off home run since 2018. And I'm going to go over these certain circumstances in the two different walk-off home runs, which is actually mind-blowing. The Astros faced the Toronto Blue Jays on June 21st, 2018. And I actually went to this game against the Toronto Blue Jays. This was my birthday, went to the game, got to sit on the Blue Jays dugout. It was an amazing experience. And if you asked me today, I would still tell you guys that is my favorite Astros game experience because I got to not only go to an Astros game on my birthday, but the Astros are down 5-0 in the game. And in the ninth inning, they made a little bit of comeback earlier in that ball game, but in the ninth inning, they walk it off with an Alex Bregman walk-off home run. And that was Bregman's last walk-off home run. And what was the final score in that game? 7-6. What's the final score in this game against the Dodgers? 7-6. What were the Astros down in this game? In the fifth inning, 5-0. Now, in that game against the Blue Jays, the Astros went down 5-0 early. I believe Dallas Keuchel pitched in that game, and he gave up 5 runs in the first inning. It was kind of terrible. And then the Astros won 7-6. But still, I remember that, how crazy that stadium went when Bregman hit the I believe the Astros were trailing. That's the only difference between the home runs. The Astros, when Bregman hit the walk-off home run here, the game was tied. The Astros were actually losing by 1 against Toronto. The crowd went crazy, and that's one of my favorite moments at an Astros game, and one of my favorite games I've ever been to. With it being my birthday, and then after the game, I got to go where the Astros have the post-game and pre-games. In the booth, and got to actually go, where they record it and take a picture with the two guys who do the Astros post and pre games. Who I forgot both their names, but got to take a picture with them and holding the mic as well. So that was such a great game against the Toronto Blue Jays 6 years ago. What's even crazier is that game was June 27th. This is July 27th. So it's not like it's the same day, but the same day of the month, the 27th. So you got the same deficit, 5-0, that the Astros came back from in both games in Bregman's walk-off home runs. The same final score in the same day of the month where Bregman's 2 walk-off home runs happened. The 27th of June in 2018 and the 27th of July in 2024. Great win for the Astros. 7-6 final score after being down 5-0 as late as the 6th inning. And the craziest thing is this is not even the Astros' best comeback of the year. I think if you ask any Astros fan, they will say this is the best comeback of the year just because of the team they did it against the Los Angeles Dodgers. But the best comeback of the year so far is the New York Mets. The Astros were in New York and were down 6-1 and ended up winning the game 9-6. I mean, I would say this win probably means more than the New York game, but honestly, the New York comeback is probably a little bit more impressive since the Astros scored 8 unanswered runs. Also, it was a road game, and it was also a bullpen day without a starting pitcher for the Astros. So that's probably the more impressive comeback, but this is the comeback I think all Astros fans could say they love the most. It's just because of the team they beat and how this game ended. So the Astros win 7-6 with 12 hits. The Dodgers had 7, 0 errors in the ballgame. Win goes to Josh Hader, his 4th win of the year. He's 4-5 now. He pitched the 9th, of course, giving up 0 hits, 0 earned runs, 0 strikeouts, 0 walks. Loss goes to Treinen. I hope I said his name right. He's 5-3 now. He pitched 1 out in that 10th inning, gave up the hit to Bregman with an earned run, and had a strikeout in that inning before facing Bregman. He struck out Altuve in the 8th inning. The Astros had the bases loaded in the 8th inning, and Altuve came up, and they brought him in. He pitched the last out of the 8th inning, and then in the 9th inning, first batter, he gave up the home run. So he struck out Altuve in the 8th, got the last out of the 8th, and then gave up the walk-off home run in the 9th. All right, scoring summary. How about Cavan Biggio? I mean, it's not like I'm gonna root for the Dodgers when I see Cavan Biggio have success, but I'm not gonna get upset. Because hey, look, he's Astros family. He grew up running around this ballpark with his dad being one of the best Astros of all time. I think you look at the top 3 best Astros of all time, you're going to look at guys like Jose Altuve, Craig Biggio, and then Jeff Bagwell. Craig was at the game today. Cavan started off this game for the scoring for the Dodgers with an RBI double to right. Hernandez scored. Biggio gets to third. It's 1-0. Ohtani crushed one in the 3rd inning. That was absolutely, it was a rocket. 443 feet, 2-0. 5th inning, Gavin Lux with RBI single to right, 3-0. Then Teoscar Hernandez with RBI single to right. Ohtani scored. It's 4-0. Ohtani with an RBI single himself in the 6th inning. It's 5-0. And then that 6th inning is where the Astros make a run. Multiple RBI singles, and it's a 4-run inning. Yanner Diaz with an RBI single to right. McCormick scored. Bregman to third. It's 5-1. 6th inning, Jeremy Pena with an infield single to third. Reached on an infield single to third. Bregman scored. Yanner Diaz to second. It's 5-2. Then Jake Myers with a single to right in the 6th inning. Yanner Diaz scored. Pena to third. It's 5-3. And then Caratini had a single to drop to left. Pena scored. Myers to second. 5-4. Unfortunately, again, Cavan Biggio comes in clutch with his second home run in Minute Maid Park. First one was with the Toronto Blue Jays. And the first time he hit the home run with the Blue Jays in a Blue Jays uniform at Minute Maid Park was like his first series in Houston. But again, like, I'm not going to root for him when that happens, but I'm not going to get upset about it. I'm not going to get pissed. I want to see the Astros win, but he is a guy who is having an off year, and if a good game like this helps him out, I mean, I'm not going to say I'm happy. I am happy for him. Even though he's in a Dodgers uniform, I hate the Dodgers. I love Craig Biggio. And even if he's playing on a team that I think all Astros fans hate, Craig Biggio is still a part. Craig, of course, is, but Cavan Biggio is still part of Astros family. And to see him have success, even if it's against the Astros, I'm not, gonna cheer for it, but I'm not gonna. I kind of like seeing that, but I wish he'd have success, not again, against some other teams. But in the 8th inning, the Astros are able to score 2 runs to tie the game after Biggio's home run. Pena with another infield single. Yanner Diaz scored. It's 6-5. And before that, Yanner Diaz hit a triple. Yanner Diaz killed one in that 8th inning. It was probably about 3 feet away from being a home run for Yanner Diaz. And then John Singleton was clutch with 2 runners on, brings in Jeremy Pena to tie the game with a single to right, and that crowd went crazy when he tied the game 6-6. And what the Astros announcer said in this game is this game felt like the second half of this game really felt like a playoff game, and it did. Alex Bregman in the 9th, as we all know, hit a home run to left, 407 feet at 7-6. Back-to-back games for Breggy with a home run, both home runs to left field in the Crawford Bach, and the Astros have probably their best win of the season. Give credit to the win in New York earlier in the year, a month ago. That was a great win for the Astros. Great comeback. Might be better than this one, but this one definitely feels better. With it being a home game, the way it ended with the walk-off home run, and the team we are facing, this is a huge win for the Astros. Lock in the series win as well, and also secure a win with who we're seeing the Mariners face. We're seeing the Mariners face the White Sox. We know they're not going to lose against them. So to lock up some wins against a good team like the Dodgers while the Mariners are playing such a bad team in the White Sox, that definitely feels good as well. Let's go over the Astros individual hitting. Altuve went 1-for-4 today. He really struggled. He struck out in his last 2 at-bats. He did get a single in the 6th inning, which really got things going in that 6th inning. And McCormick got to second. and then he walked in the first, but that was it for Altuve going 1 for 4. Bregman, up until that home run, he was not doing anything in this game. He was 0 for 4. I even said something when he got to the plate right before he hit a home run. I said something like, come on, you got to do something. And right then, he hit a home run. I was like, no way. And yeah, he was his first 4 at-bats. He was terrible. 2 lineouts. It wasn't terrible. He just wasn't able to produce anything. Popped out to second, grounded into fielder's choice in the 6th, which hurt the Astros. No, it didn't hurt. They still had a monster inning in that 6th inning, but yeah, he didn't do anything in that big 6th inning either. But then in his last at bat, hits that home run, and the Astros win the game. So Bregman was huge. He scored 2 runs as well in this game. Jordan Alvarez was 1 for 4. He struggled as well. He had a 4th inning single to center, but he was hitting the ball hard because in the 1st inning he had a huge fly out. In the 8th inning he flied out to right. It was really close to potentially maybe going off the wall. So Jordan, in his 3 at bats where he didn't have a hit, he was hitting the ball pretty hard. So he was making good contact. Yainer Diaz, outside of Bregman for hitting the walk-off home run, I think Yainer Diaz was probably the best player in the lineup today. Yainer Diaz was 3 for 4. He had a single to left in the 2nd inning. He flied out to flied out to center in the 4th inning. In the 6th inning, he had a single to right to score McCormick. And then he had a triple to center in the 8th inning that almost was a home run. Scored a run in that 8th inning as well. So he's 3 for 4, 2 runs and 1 RBI. Yainer Diaz was great. Jeremy Pena was 2 for 4 today. He was great as well. 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. He had 2 infield singles in the 6th and the 8th inning. Jake Myers was 1 for 4 at the Astros. He had an RBI single in the 6th inning for an RBI, and that was it for Jake. Mauricio Dubon went 0 for 2. He flied out to right. 5th inning, he popped out to second. They brought in Victor Caratini. That paid off for the Astros because he had a single to left for an RBI in the 6th. Joey Loperfido would come in for Caratini as a pinch runner after Caratini hit that RBI single. That would pan out as well because Joey Loperfido got to have an at-bat in the 8th inning, and he walked to get Pena to second. The Astros scored a run in that inning, or multiple runs in that inning. Then we saw John Singleton go 1 for 4 today. He had a single to right to tie the game in the 8th inning. And that was it for John. Chas McCormick went 1 for 3 today. He had a single to center in the 6th inning and grounded out to second in the 3rd and struck out in the 7th. Trey Cabbage got to pinch hit for Chas McCormick in the 8th inning, and he was hit by a pitch that loaded the bases for Jose Altuve, and that ended things in That would be the end of things in the 8th inning. Let's go to the Astros pitching. Ronel Blanco was good in this game, but unfortunately for the Astros and Ronel Blanco, the pitch count got way too high, and he was having himself an outstanding outing. He went 4 1/3 of an inning and got 9 strikeouts, and gave up only 3 hits and 3 walks. Which was the bad part, but his pitches got up to 99, and he gave up 4 runs. But those runs that he gave up weren't really given up by him. Brian King came in, gave up 2 hits, 2 RBI singles in that 5th inning, and when that happened, those earned runs go to Ronel Blanco. You couldn't keep Ronel Blanco in the game with only 1 out in that 5th inning and 99 pitches. I don't think there was really a way where, they could potentially have Ronel Blanco finish that inning unless a double play happened. You're hoping for a double play to happen, and he's almost at 100 pitches. So, unfortunately, in that scenario, Ronel Blanco does get 2 runs charged to him, but his ERA is still under 3 at 2.95. Brian King did finish those 2 final outs. He gives up 2 hits, gets 2 strikeouts. His ERA is still 1.64 because those runs weren't charged to him. And that was the end of that inning. Sean Dubin comes in, pitches the 6th inning, gives up 1 hit, 1 earned run with 2 walks, but gets 2 strikeouts. Bunch of strikeouts for the Astros in this game. Brian Abreu pitches in that 7th inning for the Astros, and he was amazing. Didn't give up a hit, a run, or a walk. Didn't have a strikeout, though, but got the inning done in 10 pitches. How about Taylor Scott? He does give up a home run to Kevin Biggio, but at the same time, 3 strikeouts for Taylor Scott, and That is now 6 strikeouts in his 2 outings in this series. He had 3 strikeouts yesterday in the 9th inning. So in 2 innings so far in this series, Taylor Scott has 6 strikeouts, only giving up 1 hit and 1 run. So Taylor Scott has been excellent in this series. And Josh Hader got the win, like I mentioned, got the 9th inning done in 9 pitches. So let me know your thoughts on the game in the comment section. Great win for the Astros, possibly the best one of the season so far. That's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out. Go Astros.